What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm sorry about the noise, but I have my whole entire farm open at the moment. I was adding another rig up top. I'm changing cards around. I'm going to take that little shelf out and actually put another wire rack shelf in the middle, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Today, on another episode of BBB, Brandon's Bad Buys, I bought another pre-built. I still have the pre-built over there that came with a 3070. I have since pulled the 3070 out. I have two 570s, 8 gigs in there mining, and I put the 3070 in the actual farm. I did buy this pre-built though. It's another ASUS ROG, and this one came with a 2060 Super, and if it's still in stock, I'll show you where I got it from. But this was actually a Walmart buy. Yeah, let's get this thing unboxed. Alright guys, so it is actually much later in the day. It's actually dark out. I've had this bad boy mining for coming on, I don't know, probably about 5 or 6 hours. Uh-oh, and I just lost the screw. Oh, and I dropped that. Oh, we're just dropping everything. Okay, so it has this like side panel. It's got film on it on both sides, so it's kind of hazy, but I imagine it's clear if you peel the film off. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to let potentially the new owner of this machine do that. I already listed this up for sale locally. I've had a couple hits on it, and hopefully I'll be able to offload this system. I'm putting an old graphics card in it, actually my R9 290X, and I got a couple people interested in. I put it up originally for 800 bucks and had some people talking me down, and I think I'm gonna end up letting it go for about 650. So that means realistically this 2060 Super at the end of the day cost me about 350 bucks, and I'm okay with that. It's a good looking card. I mean, it's a blower card, nothing special, honestly. It's a single power, single 8-pin, and if we go over here, she's getting 43.7 mega hash right at 116 watts. I could probably pull that power back a smidge more. It looks like a lot of people are getting 43 mega hash at about 95 watts. Probably do absolute core clock lower and get that to save a little bit of power. But my temperature, check out the temperature. Where is it at here? 47 degrees Celsius. Is that right? We'll go on over here. 48 degrees Celsius, and the fan's at 91%. I'm not sure why that is because I set the fan at 100%. But this card actually runs really cool compared to any other blowers I've owned in the past. It's probably due to the fact that it's not burning, you know, but 100 watts. Let's actually look up and calculate the profitability on this. Alright guys, so now that we've made it onto the computer, I want to go in and talk about some of the ROI, costs, that kind of thing on the 2060 Supers more specifically. So let me flip on over here. There we are. So just to show you guys where I got it from and that kind of thing, I look pretty much anywhere and everywhere I can. This was sent to me by a buddy. He actually bought one. I bought one. A couple other people bought one. But these were $999. They went out of stock pretty quickly. And, I mean, it's a fairly good value. Even if you were looking to get into an actual computer, these are a good value. I noticed, and they're probably going to be out of stock by the time you see this video, but there's a 3060 version of this. So same exact desktop, the Ryzen 7 5700G, 16 gigs of RAM, 256 gig SSD with a 1 terabyte hard drive with an RTX 3060 for $999. So same exact system that I just bought for $999, except mine had a 2060 Super. And in some ways, a 2060 Super is better than the 3060, but I kind of almost wish I got the 3060 one now, and I'm on the fence about ordering one, but I know as soon as this video goes up, it's a wrap. I won't be able to order one, so I try to limit myself. Only one BBB, you know, per month, Brandon's Bad Buys, or at least per week. Let's limit it to a week. So only one bad buy a week. Now going on over to what to mine, we can punch in a 2060. Do they have a 2060 Super on here? I don't see one. But we can take Ethereum and we can punch in our 43 mega hash, and our power is right at, I was messing with it earlier and I got it down right down to 100 watts. I'm kind of jealous because my brother's 2060 Super at the same overclocks and everything's doing 43 mega hash at 90 watts. So oh well, luck of the draw.
Let's see here. So it looks like before power, they're making $2.78 a day, and after power, $2.54. So if I was to try to ROI the entire system off of just the graphics card, but we'll get to that in a second. It's got a pretty strong CPU on it too. I'd be looking at, let's say, $9.99, and we're going to divide that by $2.54. So if rates stayed exactly the same, it would take me 393 days or 13 months to ROI this entire system just on the graphics card. Now let's throw in a little bit of Monero Mining or Monero Mining calculator, because this bad boy can make a little bit of Monero on that 5700G. So right now I am getting only about 6,000 kilohash on the let's bring it up here. I don't want to misspeak. I think it was 6,000. 6K kilohashes. Oh, my bad. I'm getting 3.78 on XMR rig. I know these things can do better than that. I don't know why mine's not. I'm going to look more into that, but I'm going to go off of my 3.73 kilohash just for the sake of the video. So 3.73 power consumption. We're going to wipe that out because I'm not sure what the power consumption on that chip is versus like just idling and then full power. So this chip is going to rake in about 22 cents a day. Not much, but it adds up. In the grand scheme of things, in that year that you would be mining on your graphics card, you bring in another 70, 80 bucks in Monero. So pretty cool, because this is definitely absolutely killing what like a Celeron or a little i3 or even an i5 or some of the i7s can do. These AMD chips are strong, definitely. So this is an 8-core, 16-thread, 5700G. The G means it has integrated graphics. So if you pull the graphics cards out, you could actually just sell the system as is because it has onboard graphics that apparently are pretty decent nowadays. I'm not sure. But yeah, so rig number 8, there she is. She's getting 43.67, 114 watts. I had that down to 110. Maybe I need to mess with my absolute core clock again, but not a bad system. If I can get, I'd say if I was gonna sell the desktop without anything in it, and I could at least get $500 or $600, so I'm 500 into a 2060 Super, and you're looking at $2.50 a day profit. I mean, just quick math here. We're looking at 200-day ROI divided by 30 days, 6.6 months. So 6-month ROI time, not bad, and a fairly efficient card definitely compared to 10 series. So yeah, I guess that's Brandon's bad buy is slightly less bad now, maybe. And another option I was actually thinking of is I have some of these coming in, and I wanted to talk to you guys about them more. Obviously, I can't really show them off because I don't have them, but they are 6-card PCI Express splitters. So I'm trying to work a deal with that company, and maybe we can get some kind of... Sorry, I thought I heard something behind me. Some kind of promotion code to give you guys a discount on it. Because I anytime like anybody reaches out to me, I want to help out my community just as much as like helping out myself. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but I don't do a ton of sponsored content because most of the time you guys have nothing to gain, and I would feel like absolutely crappy if I was just raking you over the coals 24/7. So it's a little bit of like a family thing, you know, little brother, big brother, like pat on the back. Come on out back. I'll give you a little, you know, a little sip of some liquor or something. I don't know. Anyway, you know what I'm saying is PCI Express 6-time splitters. You plug it in a main slot. It turns any motherboard like this one, for example, that only has one full-size slot and 1x1 slot into having 6 slots. There are the ×4 splitters, and I have used those in the past with success, but the success has been spotty. I've definitely had some that didn't work on certain motherboards and ones that didn't work at all. So, and that also limits you to like 4 cards. I guess you could run, you know, 4 and then another one off the other side. I like at least having a 6-card rig. That's like the gold standard, is like 6 GPUs, makes a rig bare minimum, and then anything extra on top of that's just gravy. So if I could stick a 6 card in here and then have another slot, make it a 7 card rig, I'd feel good about that. I'm unsure of what power supply this comes in here. I imagine it is pretty much bare bones if it's only meant for a 2060 Super. So you definitely need to have a supplemental power supply if you wanted to add on and build this out as a rig. But I think for the value, especially having a good CPU and stuff, I'm definitely just going to unload this one and try to get my cost acquisition on this 2060 as low as possible. So it's something that can be done. I know a lot of people were doing it, and a lot of people got stuck with some of those crazy Alienware builds and stuff. But like I say, everything is about the cost you get it for. So if you're buying this system for $1,500, you're not going to get your money out of it. There's no way possible you can get a reasonably priced card out of that and then resell. Like, you know what I mean? It just doesn't work. Looking on over here, this is actually the exact system I'm using right here on Amazon. It's $1,300. Do not buy it for $1,300. Go on over, and if you're going to buy anything, I would probably suggest this 3060 desktop for $999. My video keeps cutting out. I don't know what's going on there. So anyway, guys, have a good night. I'm peacing out. Let me know if you end up getting one of these, or if you have one of these. I'm curious to see how they run. Obviously, this is an LHR card, so just be aware of that. Probably going to be avoiding Ethereum and throwing these bad boys onto like Conflux, Ergo, Ravencoin, etc. Later. Bye.